Okay, here we are. In 1 minute, we have some high impact news, which is the reason for going live at this particular time, which also, happens to be the standard time I'm live anyway. So, welcome everyone. Good to have you here. Expected volatility in about 35 seconds. And in today's live stream, we're going to cover Elliott waves, but first wait for the news to play out, see if anything happens. Then we're going to cover probabilities on different time frames, and then we have chatting and Q&A. I will also shortly repeat the announcement of this morning. You may not have heard about it in the morning update that I provided. So, let's jump into the chart. Here we go. And see what happens. 4 seconds left. The high impact news is here. You can see the timer. So there we go. Let's see if anything happens on the chart. Moving up, touching the daily naked point of control. Now, just to summarize probabilities for you. On a 4-hour daily time frame, probabilities remain bullish. Probabilities are higher to still look for all-time highs to come in the future. Still looking for a wave 5. This current range that we've been in for a long time already counted as wave 4 price action. On the 1-hour time frame, which is basically what you see here in front of me now, the probabilities at the moment are higher that this structure down is corrective, increasing the probabilities to still look for this high to be taken. Interesting resistance at about 104.7, 105K. That is something that I keep my eye on. And on the 15-minute, well, we still have not touched the box. Oh man, we've been looking for that box for a while now. Hasn't yet been touched, but arguably your local probabilities remain higher to still take out this low. Look for either or one of these supports. So let's see what we get, especially on the lower time frame. As the bell goes, so I quickly got to run. 1 second. This doesn't happen very often, but give me 1 second here. Okay. So I had a quick little run to the bell. I mean, what a timing, man. We just started the live stream and the bell goes. I know that my wife ordered something and there's a delivery, but I don't know. Answered the thingy, but no one on the other side. So, if it rings again, we'll pick up again. We just go for another run. Anyway, what's up, everyone? So I was explaining the probabilities on the different time frames before then we observe price action. So basically the schedule is checking out the chart now because there's high impact news currently here, 2:30 p.m. Central European time. Let's see what we get. And after that, we start the analysis and then we get chat and Q&A. Probability summary was daily 4-hour bullish, 1-hour time frame remains higher to take out that high. 15-minute time frame, preferably we still test the support down here from a probability standpoint. WX and then a wave Y. Resistance to the upside touched. So it's bullish on 4-hour daily, 1 hour. Locally, it would just be nice to test the box. We still haven't tested this support And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But that is probabilities for you. So yeah, let's observe what the chart does here. And if we get any volatility with the news right now. Gwillian, welcome. Tristan, TXM, welcome, man. That's been a while. How are you doing? TXM, one of the first subscribers, pops in now and then. Ben, congrats with Mr. Prechter. Great job. I don't know questions yet. I'm afraid I'm not experienced enough. Do not worry. But yeah, if some people probably have seen it because of the video this morning. Some may not. But on the 24th of this month, I have a meeting in the US with Robert Prechter, founder of Elliott Wave International and author of Elliott Wave Principle. And I will, together with my wife, travel to the US. And we start from Miami and then leave again in New York. We will arrive we will leave and arrive as well on the 20th of February. And then we come back here in France on the 6th of March. So that period of time, it's, content's going to be a bit tricky sometimes. I will take a setup with me just in case. But yeah, I'll be having a meeting with Mr. Prechter in at like the headquarters of Elliott Wave International. So yeah, that's really cool. Really cool. Like such a in a way, such an honor that he wants to make time in his agenda to come to the office and have a meeting. So that's really cool. So that's on the planning later this month. Confirmed yesterday, and yeah, just in 2 weeks we'll be in an airplane and fly to America. So very, very excited, and gotta think what kind of things I like to ask. I'm very much, it's not, I don't want it to be an interview or whatever, recording wise, I'm not yet sure what I do, but I'm very much a guy that I like to talk, just have a couple of like questions at the beginning and have a natural flow of a conversation. Like, your two friends sitting at the bar, you can talk all night long about all sorts of stuff, right? It just flows instead of having a standard like interview type of approach. Yeah, I'm just curious, and that's where it comes from. Like just in my Elliott Wave career, I just, if possible, wanted to have the opportunity to meet with him because of course, like his legacy in the Elliott Wave space, what he's meant, what he's done, what he's doing. And it wasn't content related. It's not about making a video, getting an interview, getting a quote, it's just meeting the person, shaking his hand. It's a memory, basically. That's the goal of, or that's what I had in mind. That was the reason for reaching out and see what's possible. And so I'm not yet sure what I do with content and stuff. It's literally me going in there is just having a conversation, basically. Just being the curious kid on the block, being interested to talk about business, Elliott Waves, his experiences, lessons, things that I can learn from him, So he's been on this globe a lot more years, has a lot more experience in many different areas. And yeah, I hope I can learn a thing or two, and we have a great conversation. So yeah, Mr. Prechter in the US, it's awesome, man. Dazek, welcome. Paul Meet, cheers, man. Welcome. JB, they call me the king. What's up? Good morning. Mondotov, Stephen, Clumsy. What's up? Maybe a band-aid, by the way. You got a reply in Discord? I'll be. I don't know, of course, what your agenda tells you. But now, I mean, you just heard it. I'll be in the US, so I will land in Miami. So if you have time, might be able to meet up. Engine, what's up? Slipstrom, Anton, Haikun, BNB. Ooh, that's been a while. Structure is completed. I am scared. Yeah, so I'm considering an altcoin channel. Time is a thing. Or I change a bit of the content on this channel. Now, we got a lot of feedback on focusing on Bitcoin. possibly during streams, of course, alts, if Bitcoin is incredibly boring. But yeah, trying to mix the alts with the Bitcoin content, thinking about it. A flat ABC happens on a Y correction. That is a possibility, yes. Thank you, PowerMeet. Say thanks for his work from me. I will. Thanks from the community. BTC Boss, what's up? Oku, JGD. Are you Dutch? Because I work for a Dutch company and you sound just like one of my co-workers. I am Dutch indeed. Moved to France, but I am Dutch, yes. Well, I'm actually Dutch and French because I have a double nationality. CDMs, cheers, Sir Ben. Appreciate it, guy. Abdulu, guide us how to import daily and weekly templates on TradingView. Weekly and daily levels is not a template. First of all, of course, if you're talking about the time frame, you can just select the time frames here. Second, if you're talking about horizontal levels, like a daily here, I have a video on YouTube in the educational playlist. So if you go in the description, go to the Linktree, go to playlists, educational playlist, click, and then it is the video on this one here, daily, weekly, monthly. It's one of the oldest videos actually on the channel. So that's the one that you are looking for. So price attempting to push above the daily naked point of control. See if it finds some strength to continue. Always the potential then, if it does move up, we're going to count a double 1, 2, right? So, and then we look for 3, etc., 4, 5, 4, 5 later. 105 still important resistance. And after a little bit more information, we are going to analyze the chart again. So this is the expected volatility. No surprise, no surprise. Alan, great news. You are meeting the best known author on Elliott ways. He must have much respect for you. I don't think he knows who I am. Of course, I wrote an email initially and I explained what I do, who I am, you know, what I've done. So he knows, I guess, who I am from the email. But I can't be sure he has checked any of the content on the channel or something. You know, it's just going to be a great time spending time in the US again, and together with my wife, and then meeting him. Yeah, that's really cool. How long will you stay in the US? 2 weeks. And then when I come back, that's so I didn't say that in the video this morning, but I have a planned snowboard holiday, ski holiday with my friends from 8 till 15. so it's going to be a busy travel period. Now the skiing holiday will be, it's impossible for me to make content. The US trip, I will take my setup because from hotel rooms, occasionally I'm able to do something. US is going to be 20th. That's when we arrive, leave here. And then, of course, due to time zone, we arrive on the same day. And then we will leave again on the 5th. We fly back on the 5th and then arrive here on the 6th. Florian, welcome. What's up? How you doing? How you doing? So, yeah. Locally, FYI, the scenarios that we keep an eye on. Of course, we definitely have some volume coming in and prices moving up, but this is your double zigzag. Invalidation is very clear, 99.1. Mind you, these are in the end all bullish scenarios that I have on the 1 hour. It's just, are you going to hit the box or are you not going to hit the box? That's basically what the choice is. Second option here, right? Wicking the double top, hitting the point of control at 99.4, then move down to touch support and hit the box. Yeah, complex structure. You can see the polylines, right? Pretty much speaks for itself. Triangle in purple or a flat in orange. Not really great probabilities for it. And then you have the bullish scenario, which is what you see here on the chart, which is a finished structure, WXY. X is very shallow. The 382 is a target, but for a WXY sideways structure, it is sideways because W and Y are different structures. W zigzag, Y is a flat. It's a very, very, very shallow target for X in a WXY sideways structure. Preferably X retraces high to the golden pocket 886, which it didn't here, right? So this is your arguably most bullish scenario at the moment on the chart. Locally here, right? So I would love price to touch support. Not gonna lie, like observe what price does here is definitely of interest to me. And in this scenario, the B wave for the double zigzag can be counted as a W, X, and then A, B. This move up as a C, and then you move down. The thing is, you don't want to see it move above this high, right? Very, very clear invalidation for that particular scenario. Right? So see what we get. Again, bit of volatility. I do expect a decision basically today. Because the moment the weekend hits, price tends to go sideways. And actually, when like this price action this morning made me think of the 49K low. So let me go back here for a second and show you what I mean. So just keep the price action in mind, right? We have a move up and then slow grind to the downside. And it made me think of what happened here. Do I still? No, I don't have the box anymore. And here we had, of course, a quick move up. Now, this is, of course, completely different. Price doesn't repeat, but it can rhyme. But then we had a box here, a support box, and it took ages. Like this was quick, and then it took ages before we eventually came back down. And touched the box. And when I look at the chart at the moment, it's like, yeah, you know, like this little bit here, it just takes a very long time. You have a quick first move, cool, sideways, 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 and then preferably you get another quick move to end it. But we'll see if we get that up. Of course, the probabilities on the higher time frames are very clear. Would be nice if locally we test support. If not, I'm prepared. I already have everything set. I don't have to change anything in my trading. Everything is already planned for, which is nice. It gives you a very calm and controlled feeling. So yeah. February to March, 20th of Feb till the 5th of March, yeah. Might hit 99K, a lot of liquidity. Yeah, you have the high here, point of control, potential for a swing failure pattern for sure. How do you manage your taxes in France? Got an accountant to help me with that. So, but I actually did a little bit of research. Of course, I want to be aware as well. And with regards to taxes... so first of all, I still have a company in the Netherlands, so I can max out my pension there every year, right? Which is tax benefit. Then in France, you can open a PEA, which is an investment account, and apparently here you can invest 150K per person. In my case, I'm of course one person, but my wife could do the same. And you can invest up to 150K tax-free. You can open a business holding, SARL holding as well, and then you invest through the SARL. It's more beneficial for long-term planning. So those are a couple of things that I checked online, which would be stuff that I can look for. And I also have an accountant, and of course they have connections with tax people and stuff. So yeah. I do like to know about what happens. Phil, welcome. Where do you meet him in the US? Headquarters of Elliott Wave International, which is in Georgia. Gainesville. In a WXY structure, what fib level do wave X usually go? Depends if the WXY is a sharp or a sideways structure. So if you have a double zigzag, WXY, right, in a bit more detail, ABC, that's your W, X, and then a Y. X preferably is shallow wave X. So 236 to the 0.7 max. It's already quite high. And in a sideways WXY, preferably you get a very ranging structure, right? Sideways. So you have your W, you have your X, and you have your Y, and preferably wave X here retraces to at least the golden pocket or higher. And here, wave X is even allowed to take the origin of your wave W, which is also a possibility. Now, that NFP was boring. What's NFP here? NFP, was that the news? The non-farm payroll. Oh wait, NFP. I guess that's what you mean here. Yeah. So I don't know what this means in detail. Let me know if there's any fundamental guys here. I don't know if it's bullish, bearish. I just know, hey, it's 2:30 p.m. It might be some high impact news and volatility on the chart. So I got to be aware. If we do another 4-5 after the current wave 5, how do we plot that from the 49K low? In that case, what you're going to do is quite simply 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And I have 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So then this wave 4 is going to match that wave 2. This 2 is going to match this 4. You're just going to add 1 2s. And alternatively, depending on the sizes as well, you may have to go up in a time frame. Where then here, you are going to have 4, 5, right? 4, 5, and then another 4, 5. And if you get another 4, 5 on this time frame, you of course add another 1, 2. Or the same, wait, I have that, the most bullish, where is it? Weekly bull, right? You can do something like that. I have seen counts where people count a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 here, but I mean, unless proven by future price action, that to me is not relevant. That is making the chart more bullish than it currently is, right? Like if you would count a triple 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And then you have 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. It's basically an alternate count of what I have here, but it's you got to take it step by step. And what I like to say is range by range. The ranges is where the money is actually, the impulses are the ones that you want to be part of. But money is made or lost in the range, really, because that's where the entries are. Huh? So if the range is, if you take all-time high and you get a corrective range, that's an entry. Because you look for higher. If this is corrective, you look for price to move up. If the range down is impulsive, well, that's the moment you're going to look for price to significantly move to the downside. So I like to observe the chart range by range, especially on the higher time frame. Take it slow, take it easy. There is no point thinking about 200K, 500K, like crazy numbers on Bitcoin. It is very hypothetical and it's always the same. Every year it's the same. You always have the same people that talk about, oh, we go to 1 million, we go to 500K. It was the same in 2021. And then we topped out at 65, moved down to 30. And then again, it happened when we were at like 60, everyone talking about, oh, there we go, and it tops at 69 and we find ourselves at 15. And now it's like the emotion also has waves. I bet you can. Well, that's of course what Prechter has done with his work as well, which is adding parts of psychology to the individual wave structures. But you can map the psychology of the market in the waves, and it's clearly visible, right? It's always visible, and I don't really care about all of that. So I take it range by range, level by level. If the range is proven corrective, I'll look for more upside. If impulsive, look for more downside. Keeping it simple. It's basically level to level trading, but then it's range to range or range by range, I suppose. I think you're in the. You might have Oconte Studio. You might have multiple windows open with multiple live streams. You might be chatting in the wrong chat here. Pablo, thank you for your work, Kunz. I am learning a lot with your content and just become a diamond member to learn. Hey, welcome to the team, Pablo. Welcome. We'll get you sorted. Jeroen always checks the memberships every day, but we'll get you sorted, man. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. Learning just starts. You have a nice bit of studying ahead, I suppose. But happy to hear that, Pablo. Welcome as well. Hybrid wills, NFP, are a measure of the number of works in the US, excluding farm works. Okay, I see. The only problem being saw your video today, Dexter. On the far you showed the triangle. Does this mean you are no more looking for the expanded flat to take out the low around low 90K? No, I mean, even with an expanded flat, you take out the all-time high anyway. So the moment you take out all-time high, that's the moment where your bearish scenario is a flat and the bullish scenario is continuation. But as long as we are not taking out all-time high, because we had to move down, preferably for the expanded flat, we actually moved up. We didn't go down to 90, right? For the expanded flat, this was good, right? This, not good, because it's too deep for a WXY double zigzag or ABC zigzag. This is very, very deep. So that flat is indeed not a priority for me at the moment. MT Koens, heard you earlier say we're headed to the US. We have unreasonably warm weather in Florida now. Not from beaches. Thanks, MT. I mean, I quickly checked the weather report in the time that we're there with ChatGPT. And as we travel north, starting in Miami to New York, we basically start at warm weather and we drive to the cold. So we need to be prepared for both. Yeah. The only problem being a corrective structure starts with a wave A, which is a 5-wave structure. Yeah, but if you get a wave A, so that's where patience comes in, no? So if on a high time frame or low time frame, if you get a 5-wave move down, which is an impulse, right? Well, a little bit nicer. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this move down can be either a wave 1 or a wave A. If you start, right, you have a big impulse up, and then you start a corrective structure. So it's not a C, okay? Now, you do not know what it is. The only thing that you expect now is a 3-wave correction and another leg down, which by itself is a 5-waver. This is going to be either a 3 or a wave C. But this difference can be analyzed, right? Especially, of course, if you take out this high again, right? So preferably, first of all, price moves down and price at least moves beyond this 1.618, right? Because then probabilities for a flat are very low. So you're not looking for A, B, C, and then continue. So preferably, it's at least the 1.618, continues down, right? So a flat is out the window, meaning probabilities are higher. This is impulsive. Then you're looking for a 3 or C. Now, if price goes back above this high, definitely an ABC to the downside, right? With the potential of 1212 down. If price touches the 886, taken from start to end of the second move, probabilities are very low for a 1212. Yeah? Adding probabilities to the bulls. If this move to the downside halts at the 1 to the 1.236 trend-based fib extension, taken from the start to the end of A to the end of B, that is more common for C, right? Wave 3 preferably just goes, right? So there's a couple of things that you can keep in mind, but it's just patience. So you might not enter at the exact low and that sort of stuff, but you're entering when the probabilities are moving in your favor. And you might be a little late, quote unquote, but you have high probabilities. What do you prefer? I mean, I prefer to have probabilities on my side instead of finding myself longing a wave 3 to the downside. Yeah. Contest. I don't really know. The X's and the Y. Yeah, X and Y's, I see. Now I get it. Swux, what's up, man? 5-min fly. Yeah, got a little bit of a nice move here to the upside at the moment. Correct. Cheers, Trevor Russell. Thanks for writing a message. Glad you're learning a thing or two here. When you want to give memberships, why someone can't choose who gets them? I don't know. That's a YouTube question. You have to ask Google about that. So they are the ones that control the platform. I do not have that control. Mark, welcome to Silver, by the way. Welcome, man. We'll get you sorted. You probably filled in the form and everything, so we'll get you in Silver, man. Welcome to the team. I saw many analysts saying that we will fall to $30,000 or even less. 30,000, it's very deep, right? I mean, first let's wait and see where the top is, because that's where the Fibonacci measurement is going to be, made. It's going to be like from the 15K low to wherever the high is going to be. But the 0.5 Fibonacci from 15 to wherever the high is, that's going to be definitely an area of interest with the potential of the 618. But that would be closer to like a 50K, right? Compared to it being a 30 or less. That would be incredibly low unless you start to finish a monthly 5-wave impulse, right? So if on a monthly time frame, you're looking to end, in other words, you're talking about cycles now and stuff. But yeah, you can easily go to lower prices. But if this is another 1, 2, 15 to wherever the all-time high is going to be is another 1, you look for another 2, 50K at the moment. It looks reasonable. You said last week Bitcoin go to 150K and then go back to 90K. You think this is still that's the flat scenario again. I just got a question about this, but the flat scenario, so we had a few things going on when price was ranging here, right? We had the diagonal, the move towards the downside, looking for price to touch the 886 support. We had the expanded flat, right? The problem for the flat is that price, instead of doing this, did this. And that's not good for the flat. So that is why that scenario at the moment is not considered. The moment, however, price does take out this high, your bearish scenario is always going to be some sort of a flat. Bullish scenario is continuation. So that will be what we're going to be looking for. Can you chart BTCD real quick? Make sure like it's the same as the alts. Bitcoin dominance, of course, is a. I don't like to. I'm only gonna have a look. I'm not gonna chart this, so because I'm not doing like on demand things. So anyway, we are at resistance quite clearly, and this is absolute mess. This is a percentage chart, not a price chart. You would need to count a couple of 1, 2s here. Then you have your 3. Then you have 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. This is likely then a 5 correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Possibly a flat ABC. So yeah, in that case, you're still looking for higher because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 requires higher. ABC and up requires higher. And this is very much a 3-wave structure. So that's that on the Bitcoin dominance. Well, very quick. So generally, like when I do themed live streams, like altcoin specific and stuff, that's where, of course, Bitcoin dominance and everything else can be analyzed. But that's a very quick look at the local price action. At the moment, it's a 3-wave up. You're either looking for a 5-waver, meaning continuation, alternatively a flat, and then a move down, and then continuation up afterwards. Make sure, though, because that's the good thing, first of all, welcome again. If you analyze the chart, right, or Bitcoin dominance, or in diamond, in gold, just ask me a question, because as you're, of course, in diamond now, just ask me a question. Check, can you have a look at Bitcoin dominance, for example? Maybe you analyze it yourself, and then I double check it plus analyze it. That can help with the learning process. That's what I usually recommend people that ask for feedback in gold or diamond. Yeah, make sure to ask me there as well. But that's what I'm looking for. So it's very local. all the mess to the upside is very likely just 4 5s, 4 5s, right? Doesn't really make sense to count it in a lot of detail. But the recent move up is very much a 3-wave at the moment. So you look for an impulse 5 or an ABC like for a flat, which is a bigger 4 and then eventually another 5 up. And welcome to Diamond, man. Welcome, man. Do you also use liquidity charts? I do not, actually. I do not. Oku, I'm your fan. Oh, wait. Ik, you're a fan of CVD. How many DVA do you like to see before you decide on action? Yeah, I mean, look, Elliott wave probabilities combined with market structure and then CVD. And if you're at support, bullish CVD, of course, is interesting. If you're at resistance, bearish CVD is interesting. But if you have a trend and you see CVD moving in the direction of the trend, then that is something you like to see, right? Yeah, that's it's not necessarily a number. It's just that if you see a trend change or a trend and CVD is constantly moving, right, in like showing divergences, supporting the trend. I mean, you can have 2, 3, 5. You just look for continuation till at some moment. Of course, you're gonna top out. Right? Do you ever use Pitchfork in your Elliott wave analysis? I do not. I remember from testing and checking the Pitchfork back in the day that there's like you can pull it from start 1, end 1, and 2, but I prefer using channels compared to the Pitchfork. I'm not really a Pitchfork user. I'm also not an RSI user. Many Elliott wave analysts use RSI to check momentum. I don't use RSI. I just analyze purely the chart without indicators, and I use CVD as an additional more trading tool. But yeah, I don't use the Pitchfork. Thank you, Hybrid Wills, man. Doing my best, sharing my 2 cents, and hopefully it's useful for many here. No, that's the goal. So yeah, always trying to improve the content here. What are the probabilities now? I mean, price currently moving up, volume increasing. So at least the volume is in the latest move, about to take out the high, which invalidates a double zigzag, which was a very attractive scenario. It would have been the best looking scenario, but if you take it out, then on the 15, 1 hour here. But then look, that's your invalidation, and you're very close to just invalidating it, which then leaves you with this as an alternative, quote unquote, bearish scenario. Let me check the others. This one, maybe this one is not. This would be a very high X. This would really turn into a sideways, though. You have then W, WX, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, X, and then a Y, and then up. I mean, that's going to be a very, very long structure. A, B, C. I mean, yeah. Let's see if this turns impulsive, right? If you're going to continue, then it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2. So and then you look for 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 at a later stage. So at the moment, yeah, moving up. Invalidated the WXY, which honestly was the best looking scenario if you wanted to continue the correction. So we can now just remove this from the chart. Of course, on the 1 hour, right, we just still look for price to take out the high. So it's just very, very poor that we didn't yet touch any of the support down here, which is a pain. That's very much a pity. But yeah, now we have the double top here, bit of resistance with the point of control. If you pause the point of control, there's not much going on above here though. We have only a daily at 101.4, which of course is very high. So yeah, this is all of the levels on my chart, as you can see. So yeah. I like my boxes to be touched, but sometimes they may not. Let me do this. Let me keep that daily at least on the chart. There we go. So of course, every time you invalidate a quote-unquote bearish scenario, you automatically add probabilities to a bullish scenario. If you pass resistance here, of course, probabilities increase to then move to the next level. But daily is very high, very close to the high here as well. So there's just not there's not a lot left, so to speak. What's what to say? 1 minute stuff. Now, of course, this bullish CVD here played out 3 minutes. CVD is just moving up as price is moving up, so there's not a lot that one. There's not a lot of benefit at the moment. Of course, we had bullish CVDs here, and yeah, we might actually then look for price to take out the high. What are the upside targets if Bitcoin breaks through resistance 105, 104.7, 105 is an important level on the chart. Yeah. How important is order flow for your analysis? I don't look at order flow. Well, I mean, arguably CVD is order flow in a way, because based on CVD, like it's not in detail, of course, with all the what happens in the candle type of stuff. But CVD, cumulative volume delta, is of course orders. Right, so you're reading the orders by checking the lines, and that is something I use all the time. So I guess in a way you could say order flow is of importance, but I don't use the classic order flow ATAS EXO charts and go in a lot of detail. It's for me it doesn't add anything to my trading. It's too much detail. Yeah, it's a lot more work, but it doesn't give me a lot more profitability. So yeah, it's just I prefer to save time. What's up, Bert? Finally made it to join live once again. What's up, man? Welcome. Good to have you here, Bert. I mean, the last time you were here was earlier in the week, no? Henrik, what's up? Welcome, Henrik. Welcome. Just quickly checking Discord here for a second. I see indeed a nice count as well from GZ. Let me actually put it on the chart here, or on my screen. So triangles, 5 wave, and then A, B, C, D, E. Very tricky. D on some charts took the low of B. E on some charts took the high of C, which officially are invalidations. But this is another way to count the finished structure, besides the WXY that I showed earlier. In both cases, though, again, you're looking for upside. It's a bit unfortunate if you do continue up, you didn't test support. That would have been nice, not gonna lie. Well, can't have everything, no? Can't have everything. So now, of course, we do move above the point of control. Not much that I have going on above the point of control until you hit the daily, and then the next is 105, really. Dude, Giovon, welcome from Argentina. What's up? Have a good Friday, and of course a weekend coming up as well. Mohib, welcome. I'm doing good. Thanks for popping in as well. Many familiar names on this Friday. As price, of course, is showing a little bit of movement, which is of course good to see. It's what we like when we're live. I mean, it is as expected, right? That we had at least some volatility on the chart. So, yeah, what's up, Jeroen? How are you doing? Yatin, welcome. Doing good on this side of the world. The south of France is actually, it's Actually a cloudy day. It's a gray day today here in France. Not pretty. Happens. Leon B, keep going. Of course. Of course, of course. Keep putting out Elliott wave analysis. Always. When do you expect ETH Bitcoin chart is bullish again? I would need to analyze the chart for that, of course. So yeah, I don't like the moment I open the door of doing one alt, I pretty much get like 50 alts thrown at me, which is a bit of a problem, of course. So I don't really want to get into opening the door and then do alt after alt after alt while Bitcoin is moving as well. As a beginner in Elliott waves, this is a mess. I mean, just keep it simple. Keep it simple. The probabilities are very clear, right? So, of course, the local price section, yeah, that's a bit of a mess. I mean, I was definitely hoping for price to move down. It doesn't. But probabilities on the 4-hour daily, upside. Probabilities on the 1 hour, upside, right? So that is the probabilities unrelated to then, locally, higher probabilities. This is corrective price action. Right? So, and that's the only thing you only really need to know, right? So, and then trade accordingly. Yeah. But as a beginner, yeah, I can imagine, I guess as a beginner, you got to make a distinction between, is it impulsive or corrective? So this move down, the question that I then have is it corrective or impulsive? If the probabilities are higher, this is corrective. There's not necessarily a need to try and count it in a lot of detail because you are looking for price to take the high. That's the goal, right? You're looking for price to take out the high. And of course, I have additional levels myself, support and resistance levels, and I do like to see them touched, which if we continue is not the case this time because we missed out on support just below us. Even the golden pocket down here as well, daily naked point of control, order block. Arguably the order block is touched there, the high with the low, but it's not as ideal as I would have liked to see. Yeah, there is a FIB level. I just don't really have any additional confluence here. So, I mean, Ethereum is just triangle. So triangle still looking for higher on ETH, looking for a retracement and yeah, continuation for ETH, all-time high still on the card. 0.286. That's not a FIB level that I use myself. 99.9, that is where we are, of course, at the moment. But there's not like what I like to see is a combination of, if there are fibs, a combination with any of the horizontal levels, which here I just don't. I don't have any levels here. There's no daily naked point of controls. Yeah, I mean maybe a value area high of this range. I mean, we're even above the value area high here. So yeah, I don't have a lot going on in this little bit here. Which resistance is the last resistance for you where you would be positive for new all-time high? If you can flip 105, you're good. Because above 105, there's only a point of control and a daily naked point of control, but it's less significant. Plus, we got close to testing it. Of course, you won't very unlikely break it just at once, but if you can move above 105, then you're doing good. That's at least it's positive. That does not mean, by the way, because I already know where it's going, if you break this, you go straight to all-time high. The weekend is coming up. It's very unlikely that during the weekend, weekend is more famous for ranging. So also this range is quite long in time. So it works better as a wave B than a wave 2 because of time. So yeah, But 105 to the upside is the strongest resistance on the chart. And if we take if this indeed is your low, your common target for a zigzag though is higher here. So the common target for a zigzag is literally those two levels. Because the 1.236 to the 1 is your common target for a zigzag wave C. But step by step. I mean, we are not close. We're at 99. A lot needs to happen still. I gotta take it step by step. The bias is taken high. How would you manage an entry? Any tips? Happy Friday, Mari. Welcome again. So, I mean, there's a few ways that you can trade such price action. First of all, the moment the probabilities are higher, you have a corrective structure. You can, of course, just consider entering wherever price is at that moment in time. If the probabilities are higher, you're looking at a corrective structure. You can, of course, consider entering, looking for price to take out the high, but you will have a bit of a longer stop loss. Now, this is just risk management. This is win rate, right? Do you have a high win rate, low win rate, high RR, low RR? Because they go hand in hand. You don't need to have a high RR trade if your win rate is very high, right? If you have a very high win rate, you can have setups that are 1-to-1, right? 1-to-1.5, 1-to-2, even 1-to-0.5, right? Like if you just have a very good setup, but the stop loss is very big, I mean, there's no reason not to take it if at least your win rate is very high. So in this range here, now personally, I would have very much enjoyed price touching this box here. But from an Elliott wave point of view, the probabilities that this here was corrective started here, right? So here we have 5, 3, 5, and then we wait. The moment this high was made, that was the moment where the probabilities increased. This is a zigzag. Why? This as a wave 2 was too long in time compared to another wave 1, reducing bearish probabilities, multi 1, 2, increasing probabilities for price to take the high. Happened right there at that tippy top. So that was a first potential entry. And then everything that comes after can, of course, be compounds or additional entries. Or you try to snipe. But yeah, that is basically it. So price continues to move to the upside. Again, there's not much resistance here to the upside. Binance has the highest volume when it comes to Bitcoin. Don't you think that Binance charts are the best to... in my opinion, Binance charts are absolutely not. Everyone will enjoy different charts, but from an Elliott wave point of view, I really dislike Binance. The volume is just not as accurate as Coinbase. Coinbase volume compared to the wave, right? Wave 3, wave C. The volume is a lot more accurate compared to the Elliott wave counts. And the wicks and the candles are, for me, just a lot better on Coinbase. Now, I have compared charts in the past. I've built data and statistics on comparing different charts, comparing Coinbase with Binance, with Bybit, and other big charts. And Coinbase came out best, so that's the reason why I use Coinbase. But everyone can have a different chart. You can use MACD, Binance. It's about what works best for you. But for me, it's definitely the Coinbase chart that really works the best. It doesn't mean that other charts do not work, but it's just based on my own data. I don't trade on Coinbase. I don't have any affiliation with Coinbase. I just know that the volume on the charts, the candles and the wicks work really well for me as a trader, which is what I, of course, look for. All right. So it just works. It just works nice. Yeah. Okay. So where are we now? The golden pocket. I mean, it would be quite the story if we still come down and test the daily naked point of control, but you gotta now for that to happen, you gotta move down quite significantly on a lower time frame. So Yeah. You got to lose some support before that's relevant. Yeah. I'm still wondering if let me have a look here. So that's irrelevant now. That's irrelevant. So of course the bullish scenario is obvious, right? Bullish scenario is very obvious. Let's remove the bearish scenarios. Do a little. So my question is, in any bearish scenario, preferably this is either ABC or WXY. So bullish scenario is continuation. It's easy. But for the bears, if we would label this ABC or WXY, what can we get? I'm just 1 second, I'm counting. Now the probabilities are higher that this move down is an impulsive structure, not a three-wave structure, which means that this has, in a corrective structure, it either needs to be a wave C, I can't count a WXY here because it's a sideways structure where W and Y are both zigzags, which doesn't work. But I can't put wave W here because then your wave X is a 5-wave, which of course is not what we like to see. Now, there's the possibility, of course, for quite simply a flat, but then you get this. But it's a very, very long structure, right? Like if you continue, preferably then this is your A, and then you have a very, very long sideways structure if you still come down for a Y. So the bullish scenario, again, bullish scenario, like at the moment we're pushing up, some volume coming in, didn't hit the 618, no market structure change, no supports lost, right? But we're just preparing just in case, no? It's always important. So you can have, oh wait, did we hit the 0.7? I don't think we did yet. 0.7. So as long as you do not touch the 0.7, no. I wanted to think, I wanted to consider this, but low probabilities, because wave B in this case in white is a flat, right? However, a flat in a bigger flat is very low probabilities, so that doesn't work nicely. But then you have, of course, A, B, C, D, E, right? A zigzag 5, 3, 5 with a running triangle. A, B, C, D, E. Very, very, very close to the highs. Now on my chart, I don't think the highs got taken, did they? No, this one was missed, and the low here also missed. So on my chart, a running triangle does work, but that's your bullish scenario. That's literally, that's pretty much an alternative count of this WXY. Counting a triangle here. A, B, C, D, E down. But that's bullish. Could it be a B flat? A, B, C, right? The problem with this is, as explained, that if this is your A, right, this is a 5 wave. Higher probability, this is an impulse. So in other words, you got to have wave A then finish here. This is a B. And then you have C. The problem is that B is a flat and then a bigger flat, which is very low probabilities. So if you do end something here, preferably that's either an X, because now a double zigzag doesn't work anymore, right? Or you have a finished corrective structure at this low, and then the only alternative becomes that you look for this. But then this is going to be gigantic in time compared to the move up. That's not great, so to speak. And if we want to make this an X, then wave Y is a zigzag structure, which means that W has to be a flat, but I can't put W here for WXY because X is a 5 waver, so that's not possible. So basically, because price took this high, it becomes tricky to really have a very nice bearish option unless you have a very, very big op like this. So then you have structure 1 finished, right? WXY or whatever, that's your second structure. Quick move down, grab liquidity, and then go. That would be then an option. But that also means that you do have a finished structure here. Right? So this is finished. And then now you have WXABC. That would be nice. And then you want to have another leg down, but it's going to be incredibly big. So let's see what price gives us. No, a little bit of a retest on the point of control here. And then again, I don't have a lot of resistance here. So we moved above the point of control. We're now just retesting it. And then, yeah, of course, there's a couple of fibs, but there's not a lot going on here. So, do you know on Tradingview, using a trend-based fib extension tool, it shows 1.272 as extension in the standard template? I don't actually know. I never really looked at the standard template a lot. I immediately changed everything. I mean, generally, if you look at the Fibonacci numbers, then maybe in some way, shape, or form they're related to the Fib numbers. But the 414, like generally it's the 382, 618, right, 786 as Fib numbers. 0.5 is officially not a Fibonacci number. It's just 50%, right? So, but no, I also don't actually use these. Could we be on the WXY with zigzag on W, a flat on Y without touching the 07? No, because then this has to be a B, but this is a 5 wave down here. Highest probability this is a 5 waver. This one. What indicator confirm you entering a trade? I think most people are probably entering a trade and fear a 20% dump immediately. Well, if you fear a dump, the problem is risk management. It's actually not your entry. So if people are if they have fear to enter a trade, their position is too big. They're afraid to lose, which creates the fear. It's not the fear of a dump. It's the fear of the loss. So in that case, the only recommendation is to lower the position size. And make sure that you focus on how much do you lose with a trade, not how much do you gain with a trade. That's an important difference as well. So if you enter a trade, you have your stop loss somewhere. Now, based on your stop loss percentage, you calculate your position size. Now, you need to know, okay, my portfolio is whatever number. I want to lose 1% of my portfolio if the stop loss gets touched. Based on that, you calculate your position size to enter at this level. Right? And then, of course, you have a TP somewhere and hopefully a little bit of an attractive risk-to-reward ratio as well. But the problem here is it's a risk management question if people are fearful to trade. So I don't have an indicator that confirms my entries. I can use things in confluence with my entries like CVD, like price reacting at support or a box, which we unfortunately missed. Right? Like I can use other things as confirmations. I can use CVD as well. But the initial entry, right? I'm not afraid of a dump because I have a stop loss and my stop loss is managed. Right? So my stop loss when touched is going to give me a 1% loss, but I already took that into account when I prepared the trade. So, for example, at the moment on the chart here, right, I have this morning, because every morning I do my analysis, everything is already set up. So I have, actually, I don't do this very often, but I have a trigger order, I have a limit order, I'm already prepared. So it doesn't matter what happens on the chart, right? I already calculated or I already planned everything ahead. So if this happens, then I do X, Y, Z as part of my execution plan, basically, which is based on Elliott waves and Elliott waves probabilities. Now, other tools can give certain confirmations, but it's the risk management that makes you afraid, yes or no. So am I afraid to lose 1%? No, it's just part of trading. And I know that if my stop loss gets hit in a trade, right, then I know, first of all, I'm wrong, but then very likely, of course, the probabilities anyway are higher to move in the other direction because my stop losses are generally at places where quite clearly probabilities change. But then I'm very likely already prepared with a setup in the other direction as well. And it's just preparation, yeah. So I don't really use an indicator per se, but CVD can help, flipping SR helps, boxes help, but everyone will have their own favorites, I suppose, right? Their own indicators that they like to use. So price testing support or resistance, potentially flipping, of course, in support. There is a little bit of bullish CVD with the order block here. I mean, most relevant CVDs will be on the right side here, and at the moment this is very, very empty. But yeah. Oh. I mean, a WXY zigzag plus regular flat plus expanded flat. Wait, zigzag W. Oh, wait, no, you're talking here. Okay, W. Wait, W. X. I would need to see a picture. WXY zigzag. Zigzag. Is it this zigzag? Zigzag and then a regular flat. A, B, C. Okay, yeah. I mean, that. But that's the problem. We can't count, so I don't know exactly what your count is. But A, B, C here is very low probabilities, because inside B you have a flat, which by itself then is low probabilities. As the probabilities are higher, this is a 5 wave. You can only count it as an A, 1, or a C. if we want to count a flat here, then this is a C, which is very low probabilities for such a count. For the whole correction, okay, the whole correction, so that's a zigzag, regular flat. Yeah, that's then the problem is the flat B in the bigger flat, which lowers the probabilities to count this as a flat. Having a flat in B is very uncommon, very rare. Some say it's not allowed. Redas, what's the highest probability low time frame right now? I mean, at the moment we're passing resistances, flipping potentially here in support. Not much resistance to the upside. Potential for finished structures, right? A, B, C, D, E. It's a very, very ugly triangle, if anything. Because on some charts, this low was taken. On some charts, this high was taken, which are invalidations of a triangle. On my chart, however, they did not get taken. So this can definitely be counted as a triangle on my chart. A, B, C, D, E, and then up. But yeah, low time frame. At the moment, you move up on volume. There's no reason to think bearish as long as you don't hit the 618, lose support, right? You're going to count this as possibly actually like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe even, but yeah. So I think I should have focused more on this bit here as a three-wave structure, not really an impulse, which then would have led, of course, to the triangle count itself. We thought about the triangle quite early on. It's just that your C and D are so incredibly close to the previous pivot, and on some charts it took out the high, took out the low, which invalidates a triangle, that it's really messed up. That's incredibly tricky. But then you have a 5, you have a 3, and you have a 5 basically, and then you have A, B, C, D, and then of course A, B, C, D, and then E, and then you have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside, and then you have 5, 3, 5, and that's then your that's a finished structure. How long are we live for, by the way? Here, okay, 1:20. Soon time for me to hop out again. So yeah, taking it of course step by step, level by level. It's a bit of a like the one thing that I very much dislike, but sometimes it doesn't happen often, but sometimes that's the way it is. We did not hit the support below here, and my boxes have a very high hit rate. For example, the rejection here was exactly at one of my boxes. Support here, exactly as at one of the boxes. So I do like to see turnarounds at the boxes, but we missed out on touching any of the stuff here. Sometimes that's the way it is, but you can definitely count a finished structure. Volume moves up, price moving up. Yeah. Can't really be bearish as long as you don't change structure or anything else. How do I get to 0.7? Taken from the high to the zigzag low here. Morning, Legendario. Welcome, man. Ganam, what's up? We have no idea what happened besides more likely to take out the high. I mean, this is impulsive till proven otherwise. That's what's happening at the moment. Highest volume in the recent move up. But taking out the high was the highest probability on the 1 hour anyway. It's just like we were trying to figure out this range. But probabilities are higher to take out that high. Yes. Unrelated to if you still come down. You can come down again, but you still take out the high. That's the probabilities as well on the 4 hour daily time frame. Probabilities are higher to take out all-time high, which is then unrelated to all the low time frame moves. On the 1 hour, probability is higher to take out this high, unrelated to all of the local moves. Locally, preferably, I would have loved to see price take out the low and actually touch this support. But of course, move up now, increased amount of volume, as long as you don't change structure, hit the 618, lose resistance and then, or support turning into resistance. You're just looking for upside. Not gonna lie, I had a limit at the box as well. If we get to the 101 point of control, are there chances to retest 95.93? The 101, so the 101 here is a daily, not a point of control. 95.93 again. It is, but it's going to create a very, very long range. So as the probabilities have increased that this is the end of a corrective structure, it's either going to create a bigger corrective structure or you're finished and you move up. But because of the time of this structure compared to you move up, this is quite long, preferably you're finished instead of up, down, up. Now, I wouldn't mind because then we actually touch support and hit the box. But from a time perspective, it starts to be very long. So if you take a fib time, start to the end of the move up here, right? This low here is made between the 3 and the 4 fib time, which is fine. But if you do this and you come back down again, you're going to move to 5 or 6 fib time, which is not really what you like to see. So, yeah. Cheers, William. So no more 94K? Oh, you can never say never. Never say never. I would love 94K. But at the moment, as long as price is moving up, probabilities are not higher to see 94. The best scenario really to see 94 was staying below this high. And now we moved above that high. So, yeah, price is slowing down here a little bit. Alternatively, of course, this becomes ABC or WX and then a wave Y, right? And then that should be your 3-waver. But it has to happen quick. Like preferably that if that happens before the weekend, because it's going to take a very, very long time. So it's still in all of the cases, of course, we are looking for price to take out the high at some point. Of course, we can continue fishing on what is the corrective structure. Would have loved price taking out the box here, but now if we look for a zigzag, right, then of course you want to have 1 2 1 2 1 2 whatever 3 4 5 4 5 4 5, right? And your target would be 104 105. That's nice. We're not there yet. We're only at 100. So, but yeah, take it step by step. The next American news. Ooh, 4 p.m. Oh, wait, that's in 15 minutes, which is this here, 4 p.m. So in 15 minutes, we have a bit of news. Potential for larger ABC here as we are sitting at the CC and 100K. Yeah, but it's the same, guys. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter, guys. You can count a flat here, right? You can count WXY. You can count, it doesn't matter. It's the time that matters. This structure already ended here between the 3 and the 4 fib time, which is long. So if you come back down again, you're going to end at 5 6. Now, it's not an invalidation, but it is long. I wouldn't mind, like just mind you, I would love price coming down here. Right, hitting the box, hitting the support, have a bit of a fake out here, and then come down. But there's no weakness at the moment. So what do we want to see, basically, right? If we want to see that happen, you need price to. Well, first of all, we have a multi 1-2 in that case, either 1-2 1-2 1-2 3, alternatively 1-2 1-2 3, right? And that means that, oops, you want to move, or at least touch the 618. I mean, we even higher, 618. Yeah. In other words, you just need to really come back down to 98 to look for this. So, oops, wrong button. This is like 1-2 1-2 1-2. I don't a single 1-2. I don't mind counting this as a W, X, and a Y. So, like ABC, correction A, B, and this being a wave C, and then you come back down and up after. However, as long as we don't see the weakness, you're just going to look up. Probabilities on the 1 hour remain higher to take the high as they have been, of course. So how can we even count an impulse up with the choppy PA? Oh, there's multi 1, 2, and they have a finished A, B, C, D, E, C. So that's your a triangle. Alternatively, W, X, A, B, C in a wave Y and impulse continuation. And then this move, wait, what did I just delete? Okay. And then this move up is either a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. How do you count an impulse on the multi 1, 2s? Well, if you have a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Triple 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. The more 1, 2s, the more 4, 5s, basically. Yeah. At least we got to move up. That's something. Mean in the 1 second. 1s, the impulse. I don't know what you mean with the 1s first. It doesn't really matter as well what you do here because this is always going to be 1, 2s. You don't have to count this in detail. 10 minutes, like this structure. Yeah, you don't need to count it in detail. Highest volume is in this move. That's your 3. And you just wait for 4, 5s. And this is minimum a double 1, 2 with the potential of a triple 1, 2. And that means that you are going to be looking for a double or triple 4, 5 in a bullish scenario or an impulse to the upside. In the wave 1, an impulse with the 1, 2s. It's a multi 1, 2. It's different degrees. Right? It's not a single one. So you have, for example, if you would count a... let's just keep it simple with a double. If this is a double 1, 2, right? This is your highest degree. And then inside wave 3, you then have a lower degree, right? And you first need to finish the blue before you then finish green 3, and then you have another 4 and 5 in green. So because the highest volume is here, which currently is the extended wave, for the bulls, what the bulls basically want to see, the bulls want to see minimum of 4, 5, 4, 5. If one of these 4s gets invalidated, you're looking for price to take the low. And then we're back at the box. Can't count an impulse in the first wave 1 and the second wave 1. Avoid the detail. If you're a beginner trader, which you are, as you explained at the beginning, don't try to count 1 min stuff here. Focus on the overall picture. Don't zoom in. It's something I did in the past as well. But the trick is to zoom out. If you don't understand it, zoom out. So I'm on a 15-minute, and the 15-minute is very clear. I don't need to go to the 1, right? Avoid the 1 minute. Just focus on this move. Focus on the volume. Minimum a double 1, 2 for the bulls. The bulls need to see 4, 5, 4, 5. If this wave 4 goes too deep and touches the 618, impulse up invalidated, take the low. Right? Look, zoom out. As a beginner, avoid at all cost the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute. Don't go below the 15. Stay on the 4 hour preferably and the 1 hour. Those are good time frames. With occasionally going to the 15 if you want to hone your skills and do some more analysis, get some more practice. Because the chart moves quicker, so there's more to do, more to analyze, more to train. But avoid the 1 minute. It's not relevant. So the 1 minute can be incredibly confusing, and the lower time frame you go, the more tricky it is to count great structures. Right? The 1 minute can be all sorts of random stuff. It's best to be on a 15 or higher. 15 is already the low end, right? So zoom out. Well, back in the day when I started, I'm not sure if Birabit is here, but I also had, and it's a weakness to zoom in. I'm like, I don't really understand what's happening. Let me just go to the 1 minute and have a look. But then it only gets more confusing, and I would recommend against going to such time frame charts. Just zoom out, keep it easy, price moving up, volume increasing. It's impulsive till proven otherwise. And of course, in general, the probabilities on the 1 hour were higher to take the high. Well, unfortunately, at the moment, we didn't hit the box. We didn't hit that support. I would have loved it if price actually did hit that support, but yeah, you can't have everything. So that's that. So again, and that's also zooming out. So if on the 1 hour, it's of course very clear. Sorry for the messy chart here. Let me do this for a second. But the 1 hour, probability is higher to take the high. Probability is higher. This is corrective. And that's the only thing I need to know. Is this corrective or impulsive? Oh, it's corrective. Cool. I look for the high. So the 1 minute, so the 1 hour time frame, right, is a nice time frame. I also think that, of course, many traders want to always be in a position, and the 1 minute, 3 minute, 15, it can give a lot of opportunities, but it doesn't necessarily mean someone makes more profit by having more positions in a 1 month time, right? So on a 1 hour, it's of course a lot calmer. The chart moves a lot slower, but it does provide you with a certain amount of clarity and calmness and quote unquote easy to trade. So the probabilities that this is corrective started there. This was the first opportunity to potentially enter positions to look for the high, because that was the moment probabilities were higher. This is corrective. And this high was going to be taken at some point, either today and tomorrow, next week. I don't care, but at some point. And of course, once your skill level goes up, you can occasionally move to lower time frames. So not too long ago, wait, let me get the screenshot here. I posted this in Silver in Discord. I counted the 1 minute. I don't often do it, but when I do, it is for good reason. So this is the 1 minute or 3 minute. What is it? 5 minute, very low. I don't generally really go this low. So this was the move to the downside towards the box. And you can see here, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. I was looking for one more range and a move down. Now just keep this in mind for a second. And let's go to the chart, okay? And we go to the 5. Let's go to the 5. Let's actually use the same time frame. So I don't really like going here, but this was your 1, 2. This is your final. This is the orange, right? So again, I'll open you see the orange, 3, 4, right? Okay. Then we have blue. That was what we were working on. That's your blue one, right? Check the picture. Blue, 1, 2, 3, 4. Working to finish blue 5. Get another 4, 5. And then you have the white count on that picture, which is this one. Check the photo. Right, so this here in silver yesterday at 7:24 p.m. by the way, 19:24. So, and then this here was how I counted the move down. And if we then look the result, then I mean, ta-da, right? So I don't really like to go to very low time frames, but if there's a relatively clear structure, I don't mind keeping an eye on the count on the lower time frame. But most often I avoid going too low. And what you like to see on a 15, for example, is to have a bit of a grind, get a sharp move down, and then again a bit of a grind, right? Like you don't need to count the 1 minute, the 3-5 minute time frame to observe such a structure, which is your most common impulsive structure, right? So you have a couple of 1-2s, then you get your 3, and then you get a couple of 4-5s. You start with a bit of a grind, you get a quick move up, and you end with a bit of a grind as well. Typical impulsive structure. And then afterwards, you look for a retracement. Yeah. So, yeah, that was very nice. But we didn't manage to hit the box. God damn it. Would have been nice, eh? Would have been nice. If only. If only. We were historically the bull market top is September, October 21. What's your opinion on that? Possible. Target is March, October, which is a big area, but as price eventually still moves to all-time highs, which is the goal, at least probabilities, Elliott wave probabilities on the daily are higher to still look for higher prices. We take it step by step. We'll analyze every future range, and then we will have a very good idea when there's the potential to top. Rahul, weekend. Do you think impulse will be probable count? As generally weekend are ranging. Yeah, so in other words, the weekend, if you move in the weekend, if we're looking A, B, C, if this is finished, right, B in here, pop, and we look for C, then during the weekend, I want to create 4-5s here. So then you have like your 1-2, 1-2 or triple 1-2, doesn't really matter. But then eventually, if this is indeed continuing impulsively, then I want to see a 4, like weekend price action, wave 4, wave 5, wave 4, wave 5, right? Which is like an upwards type of grinding structure, potentially 4, 5, 4, 5, make a high, hit resistance, 1, 2, and then during the week you continue and get the retracement. Alternatively, for your bears, today, move down, touch the support, and then during the weekend, you get an upwards grinding structure. And then next week, then you get to move up to move to resistance. That's the weekend price action I have in mind for this weekend. Whoa, wait. What were the balloons? What's that? I looked at my webcam because I saw colors. Yo, wait, I have never seen that before. What's this? Elgato Pro hand sign balloons? Mac video reactions. How do I... Oh, reactions are turned on my webcam, I guess. Oh, I have not. It's pretty new webcam, so okay, very interesting. I had no idea I could do that. Out of nowhere, I see balloons on the side, so very interesting indeed. In the corner of my eye, I had no idea. I got to figure that out. I probably got to turn that off. It happened when I did this, so I guess the like peace type of sign. Yeah, there you go. What the fuck, man? What is that? Oh, I had no idea. Okay. Are we going to support? Price is trying. Okay, we need to touch at least a 618. It would be quite spectacular if this indeed turns into WXY. It's not high enough for a flat though. Please hit the box. Please hit the box. Man, whatever. It either happens or it doesn't. I'm prepared either way. Always prepped. Let me put the chat up. fastest, well, I think the fastest way to learn Elliott waves. So a couple of steps, right? One is learning the theory, notebook and a pen, not digital, right? Preferably use paper and use a pen. Step two is, of course, in the LINKTREE, we have the website, right? So we have in the LINKTREE, here we have the Elliott Wave website, right? Check that one out. That's a great one. Then the guide playlist, and then, of course, implementation, yes. But when you implement, I think it's better if you stick around on a 1 hour, 4 hour time frame and you do many charts, right? Check my list here. Right? These are alts that you guys have requested back in the day. So it's best to just go through a lot of different charts, do a weekly, daily, 1 hour, 4 hour time frame analysis on these, right? And that's where you practice. Instead of going to a 1 minute, stay on the 1 hour, 4 hour, maybe the daily or higher time frames, right? So basically 1 hour or higher. And then analyze many different charts. That's better for your development as an analyst than trying to count the 1 minute. Because the 1 minute, first of all, things change almost like every couple of minutes. You can work on a scenario, but then before you know it, it's gone. Now, it can be fun to be very quick thinking and be like, oh, okay, this is invalidated. What's next? And you quickly search and stuff. But from a, I suppose, more technical point of view, it would be nicer if you do the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. Because the 1 minute is, you're not really going to use it a lot. Maybe if you're a scalper, but if you're a scalper, then Elliott waves is... it's not really, wouldn't really be the most amazing tool for you, I suppose, as Elliott waves generally is best on higher time frames than a 1 minute. So, yeah. Interesting. But are we not on a downtrend on a high time frame that's structured to be impulse? Downtrend, I mean, the high time frame, it depends what's classified as high in your case, but the high time frame for me looks very much as an uptrend, right? And on the 4 hour, this move here to the downside, right, has a higher probability to be corrective, not impulsive, which increases the probabilities on the higher time frame to still look for higher prices to come, unrelated to the local price action that we have here. Now, a bit of a move down. The potential here, at least, of a flat or a finish wave Y. Didn't touch the 618. Yeah, you basically just, if you really want to invalidate an impulse, you want to move to the daily naked point of control, at least. That's the moment where this then is counted WXY. But yeah, you didn't yet touch the 618. You didn't touch the daily naked point of control. Highest volume in the recent move down. If impulsive, you preferably have, of course, a couple of 4-5s. A wave C can end on a high amount of volume. I got to be aware of that. So then you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3 longer than 1, minimum requirement. And then this is a 5, and then you have 4, 5. So don't forget, there's still flat potential, right? That you have an A, B, C flat, and then, but yeah, nice bit of volatility. Give it a bit of time here. And of course, your most bullish alternative is another 1-2, but that's not really what I'd be looking for. If anything, bullish, I'd preferably count it 4 and 5 instead of looking for more 1-2s. So again, 6 on 8 not touched. Probabilities don't change as long as you don't invalidate an impulse. So. Yeah, but you can do the same here on a 4-hour and 1-hour time frame where things move a little bit less quick and not as wicky. And so I do recommend the higher time frames there. Roberto, the alts look promising. Yeah, I don't really use pitchforks a lot. I get new information that changes my account. Yeah. The lower you go, the more info you get. As long as it doesn't confuse you, that's good, right? But still, you can do the same with a weekly and then go to the daily, then go to the 4-hour, then go to the 1-hour. Of course, you can continue going down and eventually you find yourself on the 1 minute, and then the 1 minute shows something. And but yeah, you gotta pick your battles. You can't do everything. It's an iPhone thing. Seen it happen to many streamers. I see. It was new to me having the balloons coming up the stream. Oh, what the hell? What's up, Sibel? How you doing? News is probably. Oh wait, yeah, the 4 p.m. news. Good point. Let me refresh here. Also, I have to go soon. Right, we've been here till the 4 p.m. news, so a bit of action, but yeah. I don't know if it's bullish or bearish, but at least a little bit of volatility on the chart with the Michigan Consumer Sentiment thingy. So a nice bit of volatility. If you do move to the daily naked point of control and you lose that again, it's definitely interesting to still look for the box. I mean, I mean, yeah, again, as long as you don't actually touch the daily naked point of control at bare minimum, it's difficult to really look for the box. Can just be another 4 or 5 and up you go. But wouldn't mind seeing the box, but wishful thinking. As long as you don't move below the daily naked point of control. What was the news? Yeah, I just showed it. Need to blow on the chart. What's up, Sam? How you doing? 1.6 from 8. Yeah. Important fib, huh? Victor, it's been a hectic end to 21 and starting with a new job, but I'm still here. Appreciate the amazing content. What's up, Victor? How are you doing? How's your new job suiting you? Are you enjoying yourself? Fun colleagues? Fun experience? Changing jobs? It can always be difficult first couple of months, getting used to a new environment. Yeah, maybe. I've been counting one before long. You can get in that. Yeah, but of course, overset Tim, you're more experienced, so there's a difference. I do like to recommend starting on the higher time frames to keep it easy and also not overwhelming, because Elliott waves has so many rules and guidelines, and you analyze on a 1 minute time frame, your whole scenario is invalidated in 5 minutes, and you're like, oh, fuck, While if you analyze a weekly, daily, 4-hour, 1-hour chart, then price moves a lot less volatile. So you have more time to analyze your waves, to check your scenario. There's more. You just have more calmness, more patience to see how things play out and if you did it correct or not, Good morning, Bishop. Welcome. Nice to hear about your meeting in the US. Cheers, Mario. Thanks for your comment this morning as well. Yeah, in case you just happened to join the live stream, I had a big announcement this morning. I'll shortly repeat. So on the 24th of February, I have a meeting with Robert Prechter. He is the founder of Elliott Wave International, And he is the author of the famous book, Elliott Wave Principle. We will have the meeting in the US. We will meet face to face. My wife and I will fly on the 20th of February and we come back on the 6th of March. And then I have winter sport soon after. So it's going to be a bit of a tricky content period, so to say. Because during that travel period, content will be limited. But I will have a meeting with Mr. Prechter on the 24th. If you have any questions for him, then make sure to comment below the videos in the upcoming days or the video of this morning, preferably. Then I will make a selection of some of the questions, but possibly if there's many questions, I can always consider doing a vote, see what question gets voted highest. So very excited to meet him, to meet Prechter. I mean, he's a legend in the space. He's, I don't know, 70 something years old now. He has an incredible amount of experience and knowledge. Started the Elliott Wave Theories newsletter, Elliott Wave International, in 1979. He knew Mr. Elliott himself, Nelson Elliott. He added his own psychological elements to Elliott wave counting and what each wave means from a sociology point of view. Has won many awards, has been in incredible media outlets and whatnot. Like it's an honor to have the opportunity to meet him, and actually more so that he wants to invest time in having a meeting. So that's really cool. So that will happen later this month, coming soon. And I'll see what I can do with recording and not. I didn't plan to record, actually, but can be interesting. I didn't reach out to get an interview, so to speak. I just want to meet him. I want to meet the person. You know, it's like you're a fanboy almost. When the box invalidated now, not sure what you mean, Jan is here, but the box is still alive. You know, it's still there, How can I get daily point of controls on my chart? So there's a couple of ways, right? We actually have to consider counting a diagonal to the downside. Well, let me double check here. No. For a daily naked point of control, first of all, you can use the PVP indicator. It's literally just PVP. 1 second. There you go. So I use red lines for this though. But it shows point of controls of the days. Settings, inputs, day, period, 1, row size 250, extended POC right, thanks to Regio. And then you also have the market sessions and volume profile by Leviathan. So give it a minute. 1, 2, 3. The red line is the daily point of control of today. This red line was yesterday. You know, this is the one from a couple of days or 3 days ago. So you can also use this. And in Discord, I have a ATAS template. So it is a template like ATAS external software. It's free for people that use it for crypto. And there I have a template where daily naked point of controls, monthly, weekly, are visible, basically. What's up, Adam? How are you doing? How can I answer that one? Yeah, the balloons. Yeah, I don't know. The balloons is crazy. If I do this, no, I don't know. I don't know the signs, man. I don't know the signs. Out of nowhere, there were balloons in my webcam. I don't know. To the box, I think market is listening. Manifestation. I mean, the next goal is for the box to hold. If you do get down there. Sam, congrats to the meeting, Mr. Prechter. Great to see you are moving forward so quick. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, it's definitely it's going to be a special moment in my Elliott wave career, using it for years, trying to add my 2 cents to the theory with the 886. The compendium is coming up, of course, later this year, the book. So yeah, it's going to be great speaking about Elliott waves, business, things that I can learn from him as well. So it's going to be good. It's going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, so nice little bit of movement. So this one is almost, oops, misclick, hello. This one is almost touched. That would be the favorite. Then wave 4 is indeed invalidated. Then your highest volume in the recent move, counted C, counted Y. If you change structure, then you really invalidate another 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, basically. But yeah, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that doesn't work because we touched the 618, right? So that's something we won't count it like that. So then your alternative is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but of course this 4 now has overlap with this 1. It's very deep. Also, you need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in an impulse, preferably another 4, 5. This 4 preferably does not move below your lower degree 4. If so, then a wick is no problem, but you don't want to see it come all the way down. So it indeed decreases impulse probabilities. Multi 1, 2, of course, is your most bullish scenario, but you need a break on this move down. And you don't want to change the structure, especially the double bottom here. WXY, but then a WXY starts to be a tricky little structure. So then you will have a move down correction, and if you do move down, then you won't count this as an impulse now. So we can't. So for the bears, right? If you're very bearish and you look for the lows, you need an impulse diagonal or a multi 1, 2. Now, on my chart, this low did not take that low. So we actually can't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a diagonal. Also 4 took the high of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal also doesn't work because, again, we only took it once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it doesn't work because this high took that one. Multi 1, 2 would be 1, 2, 1, 2 and down, but this 2 is too long. It's irrelevant. So impulse, lots of overlap. Multi 1, 2, too long. Diagonal doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the only way. 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. But that would be an expanding diagonal. Expanding diagonals are very rare. Never preferred unless everything else fails. So I'm just checking, what's the probabilities for bearish impulsivity? Expanding diagonals are very rare. So in other words, it remains higher probability corrective price action, not impulsive. Unrelated to the very, very much sub-degree count here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Still looking for some 4, 5s probably. Interesting little bit of price action, no? Bit of volatility on the chart. We didn't hit the 0.7, so the double zigzag is still alive. This one isn't touched. So ABC, whatever correction, and then ABC and Y. I don't like to count wave X. That needs to... No. Yeah. Let's focus more on the local price action. Its higher probability remains corrective. Would be nice to hit the box though. Maybe we get it. So, Pistacho brought out Daxo with a flat in Y. WXY with a flat in Y. Yeah, but then this needs to be an A, right? Oh, wait. WX. No. Look, you need to count this then as A, B, C. Your A, so A, B, C. B is incredibly high, right? On some charts, you took out this high. That's the problem. The problem is that on some charts, you took out this high here. And on some charts, you took out this low here, which messes up the whole thing. So, of course, you can count a flat, right? But that means this is an ABC. And the invalidation for 535 is taking out the high. So then the question is, what's his sub count, right? Does he on my chart we didn't take out this high, so on my chart it can work, right? You can have a 535 ABC, and then have W X and then A B look for C, WXY, and then continue happily ever after. No? Nice bit of volatility. The whole move with the news has been has been retraced now. Nice. It happens. Let me have a look. Box hitting loading. I know, right? Wait. I'm gonna scan quickly. Interview would be really cool. Yeah. What's up, Abdul from Pakistan? Welcome. How far it can get back? The price, I mean. Yanis, if you're talking about the law, then 93, 95. I don't really know what you mean with the question. The price, how far can it get back, let's say. The box remains viable support. Absolutely. Loving the new job as a software engineer. Past 20. I surrender. Yeah, man. I mean, look, like some OGs, yourself, and even earlier there was TXM was here. TXM is someone he has been here since very, very early on. And I didn't even have 1K subscribers, and TXM was here early morning. Also, Liquid Mafia replied on my video this morning. Also, someone that's part of the first 100 members in Discord, first 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, it's gone very quick. The channel has grown incredibly quick. It's difficult to manage time and everything. Not gonna lie, that's why I started bullet journaling. I'm still setting up the bullet journal stuff, but hopefully it will help me with just managing time and tracking things. So it takes a bit of time to make all the pages and set things up, but hopefully once that's done, it will actually help me in my productivity and also making sure that I can answer everyone and get to everything. So, of course, Jeroen helps out, employee of the channel, and Lachlan with the content. But yeah, the channel has grown a lot quicker than expected. And 20K this year, yeah, maybe it's I don't know. I just continue what I'm doing, and if people like it, they know where the button is. I think that the biggest difficulty is trying to reach a new audience, because I have an unbelievable high ratio of viewers to subscribers. So 86% point something of my viewers is subscribed, which is crazy high. However, actually, preferably if you want to grow a channel, it's lower so that you reach a lot more new people that are not subscribed, right? So actually, you want to have a lower number if you really want to have growth. It does show that the people that see the channel tend to subscribe to the channel. But you actually want to reach more new people and have a lower number. But I don't really know a lot about all the YouTube algorithm like stuff. So not really. I'm not really home into all the details, so to say. I just make videos and I hope people learn a thing or two or like it. Using a 3 drives pattern could go to 83. It would be very low. Moving below 89, moving below 85, we're going to start talking about the end of a bull market if that happens, really. It would be very low. Interesting to keep in mind, of course. Fundamental news, you want to explain why way worse than expected. Will panic, stay safe. Yeah, volatility, right? Trade safe with volatility. Everything is dropping at the moment, I see. Yeah, flat is definitely a possibility. Expanded flat is most common, so then we would still hit the box. Expanding triangles are very, very rare, never preferred unless everything else fails. So that's only a last resort type of scenario. Answered this one. Flatten Y. Yes, flatten Y. Last move X. Yeah, the X is a bit troublesome, as you would count X as a flat as well. If you want to have a flat, this needs to be part of a wave A, but this is a 5 wave down on the lower time frame, this one. So if you want to count a flat in Y, A, B, C, right, and this is C down, the problem is that this is a 5 wave. So then you need to count A, B, C. So this is an A, chuck, chuck, chuck. But on some charts, this high got taken, which invalidates, unless it's a flat, either a zigzag or a flat. Yeah, so that would be A, B, C, W, and this has to be your X. That would be your, and then wave A is either a zigzag or a flat, depending on if this high on your chart is taken, yes or no. But then you still need a C to the downside, of course. And it's the most rare flat structure is a running flat where you don't take the low. Most common structure, expanding flat, you do take the low. So, we're still hovering at 98. Literally tested the daily naked point of control. Sure. No. Do you have a journal trading? I'm going to make this my journal now. My bullet, bullet journal. So I this morning I wrote down pages that I want to have in my bullet journal. And one of the pages is a trading tracker. So I call it a trading tracker. They tend to call trackers like tracking things. So one of the pages I want to make is then called my trading tracker. So that's basically my trading journal, but it's like simplified. So it's on 2 pages or 1 page, and it's a tracker. So basically, you make a lot of squares on your. Look, I'm a noob, so maybe there's better people here, but you have like a bit of the page, all sorts of horizontal lines, and then you have the vertical lines creating squares, and then you name your you write a bit of text, of course, right? Usually these are like days, if you do, or months, like whatever. But then you have, I think, what I will do is days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, at stuff at the top, and then here the week numbers. And then basically what I want to do is have a couple of these, and then the first one will be, when did I enter a trade? So that I can see on how many of the days did I trade. Then I want to have a profitability tracker. So if I traded, was it a winner or a loser? So I'll make a new one, right? And then the dot that I have here should here be red or green, no? Like, or I need something at least. But that way I can, like, just by looking at the page, I get an idea of the performance, instead of having a very, like a bigger journal and very elaborate and, la-di-la-di-la. I keep it nice and short and, minimalistic. the non-pay farm thing. Yeah, the news. Yeah, nice bit of volatility with the news, no? Koens is starting to have a French accent. Don't get me started here, eh? Monkey Wars, yo. I live in France, but I should not have a French accent. My French is still shit. J'apprends le français. Mais je comprends bien, mais parler est plus difficile. So I can speak beginning French, but we're learning. We have a teacher, we have an awesome teacher. She is of age and came from Paris to Nice. Happened to bump into her in the shopping center when my mom is French, when we were here, and started talking, and now she's helping us. But it will take a while. Like I do try to speak as much French as I can outdoors, but still at home we mainly speak English. So Elliott wave trades are dedicated because it takes a lot of work to memorize. You're not wrong. Generally, learning Elliott waves takes about, like, I would say at least 2 years if you want to be good in Elliott wave analysis, and then attach probabilities to your scenarios as well. Yeah. I mean, it's very rare that from a day-to-day basis the subscribers are lower than the previous day. I don't know. I think the moments that happened can be counted on one hand. I don't remember the last time that happened. Generally, it happens when, like, for example, if I'm gone and I'm on holiday or whatever, and I can't really upload, of course, the subscribers stagnate a bit, and that's the moment where sometimes, someone unsubscribes and you actually end up with one less by the end of the day. But generally, whenever I post, it's incredibly rare that happens, unless 100 viewers here are like, oh, we're gonna let him, we're gonna show him. And then poof, minus 100, but it doesn't happen very often. Is a B wave. Yeah, in that case, you would count a WXY inside the B. Abdul, that is the highest probability, yes. Is it valid if the breakout is wave B of a flat and return ongoing? Yes, that is a valid count. Adam, yeah, also, of course, have a whole different way of moving again. Is the end of the flat ending Y, then the 3 wave up was X. Yeah, how nice would it be to still hit the box? Exactly, Jonut. Exactly. I'll keep that in mind. Do you have specific hour sessions you trade? Look for a setup. I don't really have a specific, I don't really have sessions like London, New York, Asia, I'm asleep. What I tend to do is I prepare everything in the morning. So I'll talk a little bit about my trading routine, I suppose. So maybe it helps. So what you see now, this is my YouTube chart, but I have a separate trading chart. Let me pop this up. Give me 1 second here. Okay, now you're going to be surprised about the difference here. 1, 2, there you go. This is my trading chart. Or I guess this is my routine chart. This is the chart that I have on my screen when I'm not recording, which is, as you can see, very empty. Very boring, because all the analysis is done on the other chart. So I only have my targets here, my boxes. And then I have my trading plan, which, as you can see, is text. So I have different boxes with text. So I have a box that's general feeling, right? So when I wake up and I go behind my PC, general feeling. What's my feeling of the market? What happened? It's like a little bit of a review and what I expect. Then I have a trading bias block, which is about, okay, what's the Elliott wave probabilities on the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, basically, right? And then in that same block, I also have new potential setups. And then I write like, okay, I have this going on, that going on, based on my analysis that I do on this chart. The probabilities are higher for this or this, so I'm looking for a setup there or a setup there. I always look for either a long or a short, of course, or both. Then my third block is improvements. That's just things that that I can improve on, basically. Then I have a block that is entry if, and then entry if, and then longs shorts, and then for longs entry if price hits XYZ. If I see this or this, if price does this, I do that, right? So if entry if basically means, finish the sentence, I will enter if for longs, I see this or this. For shorts, I see this or this. Then I have a trade management block, which has a couple of management little things I should remember. And then also, if I have an existing position, how is it managed at the moment? And for new positions, where is the exact entry, stop loss, take profit for both a potential long or short? And then I have the mental block, and the mental block is just it's like I'm a feeling. I like to have a quote in there. One of my favorite. I actually have it here as well. So I have a thing here, like you can't really see it, but the magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. I like that quote. Nice one. And I also write it there, and you can see I don't have price, right? I don't have price here on this chart. I don't have time on this chart because honestly, for my trading, price and time are completely irrelevant. I don't care about price. I don't care about time. I always say in streams as well, like I don't care if price is at 100K, 10K, 200K, 5K, 50K. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I trade probabilities. I trade technicals. I don't care about where price is. So yeah. And then, of course, as you can see, I have potential existing positions. Now, what I tend to do in these folders, so if I'm not in positions, I still want to have my positions folder. So generally what I do is I put a horizontal line on the chart or a text block, and I just put it in the folder, and I'll never remove that line or the text. Then I also have on another platform, because on Blowfin, which is my main trading platform for day trades, I actually can't have multiple trades separated in the same direction. So I do use BingX for that, which was where I traded previously, but in the Netherlands I couldn't because you're not allowed to trade there anymore in the Netherlands. Target boxes, other existing positions, day trading wise, and planned trades. That is my trading window. This is the YouTube window. So, and then as a routine in the morning, I wake up, I do my wake up stuff, whatnot. And once I eventually am behind the PC, I first check the daily, weekly, or monthly horizontal levels, then the point of controls, potentially fibs. Then I put boxes on my chart if there are any boxes to put on the chart. After that, I analyze Elliott waves. After analyzing Elliott waves, I work on my trading plan, which is the boxes, general feeling, trading bias, improvements, entry if, trade management, and mental. After I finish that, I update silver. So I write a whole written out update of everything, the whole analysis and whatnot. So I update silver. And after updating silver, I eventually, of course, then record the update. Yes. There you go. So that's the routine in the morning. Yep. Wow. Big move down. Bullish CVD at the low. Yeah. I also, by the way, do have to go in not too long. Like, of course, I already said, like, I don't know, like half an hour ago, even more. An hour ago, I said, yo, guys, I got to go. I wanted to wait till 4 p.m. because of the news, but, you know. it is time to head out. So again, I'll skim. Can't keep up anymore. We were lots in Elliott wave to learn. Do you have specific hours or sessions? So the answer is no, really. After my preparation in the morning, I tend to set limits, triggers, or I set alarms. And then I just, during my waking hours, if something happens, then I'll try to be there. If I miss it, then I miss it. But that's only relevant for market entries. I do tend to like to see a reaction. It depends on what type of trade, but I don't have a certain session. It's just when I'm awake, I can trade. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to corrective structures for you. Don't really know what you mean, MA. Clementinox. Yeah, it's basic. It's very, very basic French. What you see is my normal state. Exactly. I'm going Super Saiyan soon. How has your day been? Welcome, Alam. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, it's been a good day. It's been a bit of volatility. That's nice, especially during the live stream hours. It's fun to analyze the chart when something happens. And other than that, it's been a solid day, but I got to continue with other stuff I actually have on the plan. I've been live a lot longer than I expected. Now, the weekend is coming up, and generally during the weekend, there's not really any content unless exceptional things happen. Like last weekend on Sunday, I did post a video due to the volatility, but usually during the weekend, I'm not active because I do other things. Other work-related things, or go out for the day with my wife and whatnot. But it's been a good day. Hopefully you had a good day yourself and a good weekend coming up as well. How long have you been learning trading? I mean, I think as a trader, you never stop learning. There's always things you see that you can learn, or certain tools, or there's always something you can improve. Risk management, psychology. How long have you been learning trading? Well, in that case, it's 2025 now. So that is 4 years and 1 month. What do you think about being an Elliott trader on a 4 hour, 1 hour, 50 min, but then look for scalping on the 1 min? Where that works depending on the scenario you're looking for. Yeah. So if you look for an impulse, right? Like here, if you look for an impulse and the impulse is about to end, and you can identify that on a 1 minute or 5 minute, like I did here, then trying to, of course, enter towards the end of the impulse after a couple of 4-5s is interesting. Yes. So you can use the lower time frames for an entry, but you gotta of course know like what you're looking at on the higher time frames. Yeah. Cheers, Mark. I can't. Gotta go. What is the percentage accuracy of Elliott waves? Depends per analyst. So you gotta basically, if you want to know my accuracy percentage, then in that case, I'm afraid you would need to go through all of the content on my channel. But I don't have data on. I just like, and feel free to go through all the. I don't know. I think we have 2,000 videos on the channel, but let's just say that my hit rate with Elliott waves is very, very high. So the probabilities I have at the end of the video, by far, most of the time they play out. And I guess that's one of the reasons why the channel has grown so quick in a relative short amount of time. Even though I only do Bitcoin, I don't do alts. But it sounds. I know it's high, but I guess it's best if you just check a couple of videos and like scroll through the video timeline, check out some stuff. And of course, Elliott waves is an ongoing story. So you have in one video probability, like higher time frame probabilities are very clear. On the low time frame, things keep changing. So of course, on the lower time frames, probabilities depending on the scenario can be adjusted. But the hit rate is very high. So Yeah, I don't have an exact percentage. I think it's more, you got to ask chat. The people that have been here for a long period of time, they will know, not the exact percentage, but they will probably be able to tell you if the analysis I do on the channel is accurate or not. Yeah. I just don't keep statistics on it, really. Statistics equals time, and I try to limit my time with that sort of stuff. Before you go, can you please run through the bullish case for this move, continuing from the 112 of the low? Yeah, this move is very, very deep for a wave 4, of course. So you would then, for the bulls, look for a running flat if you want to, like, of course, you talk about 1-2s, but alternatively, you have WX flat in Y, running flat ends, and then you have your C ended, and then you look for 1-2, 1-2, and then you continue. And that's basically your bullish scenario. This is too deep for a 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, right? Overlap as well. You also have overlap here, so you can't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's also invalidated. So can't really count an impulse here. You would look for a WXY, ABC. I do like the WXY more, actually. ABC, correction, ABC. But after a WXY, right, WXY is then labeled a wave B or a wave X, right, depending on the overall structure. And then you look for a wave C or Y down. But basically, the moment you take out this high, the probabilities will be higher to take that high. So, because after a WXY, you preferably look for, again, a deeper retracement. Still interested in support. I don't know. We get there. We have bullish. We do have bullish CVDs here. I don't know what's happening locally. Bit of bullish CVD, bit of bearish CVD. It's too low time frame. Like, let me summarize probabilities. I think that's best. On the 4 hour, before we call it a live stream. So on the daily 4 hour time frame, the probabilities remain highest for the bullish scenarios. That is this or this. Doesn't really matter. In both cases, you look for price to move up. On the 1 hour time frame, the probabilities are highest to take out this high, as the probabilities are highest that whatever is happening here is corrective, not impulsive. So probability is highest to take out the high. On the 15-minute, that is where things, of course, are tricky with all of the news. But if you take out this high, the probabilities do really increase to take out the next high. Yeah, we can't count this multi-1-2, preferably then WXY. WXY would be B, C, potential running flat, WX, ABCY, running flat, and then you move up. But yeah, I with the news here, the volatility, I lost the interest to really go in detail here. Like, can we reach the box? Yes or no? Of course, there's still interesting support down below. Very interesting to test it, yes. But it's still quite a big ask to go down there at the moment. We're at 99. We're not close to 95. So yeah, I think the higher time frame probabilities are more useful at the moment compared to the 15. Probabilities on the 1 hour are clear. It's would be nice if we touch the box, but preferably we during the weekend. It would be nice if we're out of this range. Or so for the weekend, what I'm looking for is either hit the box and then range here during the weekend and slowly move up, and then next week get the move. Or if you do move up, hit resistance or almost, and then have 4 weekend, bit of range, hit resistance, weekend, and then get a bit of a retracement. So that's like considering weekend price action. That's what I'm looking for at the moment. So again, can we just go on news event movement when nothing makes sense? No, news is always included. Yeah. No. Because it's also price action. People buy, people sell. Yeah. You said in other chart the candles touched the lowest and highest point, but not in yours. Yeah, this on some charts, this low here took out the low left, and this high here took the high on the left. Not on all charts, but for example, the Blowfin chart took out this low, right? The USDT though, USDT chart. But I didn't check all of the charts. I just know it happened on some of them. So yeah, okay. What's your common confidence indicator? Which you partner with Elliott Wave, CVD, and CVD is the only indicator I use. I don't use anything else. And then I have my horizontal support resistance areas. Yeah. Abdul, je sais déjà où je pense que je suis tombé amoureux de toi. Ah, merci. I suppose. I mean, at least I can read okay-ish, but appreciated Abdul, and yeah, make sure to stick around. Enjoy the channel, enjoy the content. Did you go all in? Well, actually, I did. My first ever trade was on Ethereum. I went all in, which was the worst trade I ever made. It was profit. It was a winner, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was pure FOMO, everything in, leveraged. Liquidation was the stop loss. I eventually went to bed at 4 a.m. because I was too nervous. I couldn't sleep. Then I woke up. I had like 12K profit. It was 15, but then price went down a bit. It took it out at 12. I was like, what the fuck just happened? But and then I bought one Bitcoin, and then I lost all my profits during the range between 40 and 30 because, again, I had no clue what I was doing. And that's the moment I started learning. So, yeah. Greetings, WXYZ. What's up? Naman, welcome. It's time for me to head out, guys. I gotta go. Gotta go. We've been here for a solid 2 hours. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing the new shirt. Look, it's the shirt with the... I showed a picture about this yesterday. Wait. I don't have merch, but not yet at least. But so we have the name, but then you have the 100K. Where is it? Here. The 100K. This is literally the monthly time frame chart. That's 15. That's the 15K low. My friend made this. And then we have the raccoon, because it's like the mascot of the channel. I mean, I wear it all the time now, and it's awesome. A friend of mine made it when Bitcoin hit 100K, and he visited me in France, and he took a surprise. It's really cool. You generally can't see it because the webcam's not low enough, but yeah. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the live stream. If you haven't and you do enjoy the content, you know what to do. But thanks everyone for being here. Tomorrow and Sunday weekend, generally no content expected unless Price is doing some weird crazy stuff. I might turn on the live stream, but usually I do other business stuff and wifey stuff. And then Monday we're of course always back at it again. Let me have a look. Yeah. So, yeah, let's see what the weekend brings. Trade safe, of course, right? Volatility expected. The title says it all. And we got some volatility, which is, of course, very nice. So, trade safe and have a plan, have a strategy. If you don't know what the hell is going on, do not be part of price action, right? Just wait. Weekend coming up, touch some grass, and then come back after the weekend. Right? So, yeah. And that is all. So yeah, thanks everyone, and I will see you during the next live stream, and the next video will be planned Monday morning. So thanks again. Have a good weekend.